Viewer asked who are the two best players participating in the upcoming imba Cup. It's probably Zock and Pebble. We just might see them fight each other. It'll be a very good game. Here we have Zock as red. I've turned off the names just to make it a little cleaner. And here we have Pebble, also Cybern. So green versus red, Zock versus Pebble. And here we see second air for Zock. Looks like he's going with whatever that is, 7 pigeons. Pebble is going with 4 pigeons, 5 pigeons, and 3 land factories. So very heavy on land from Pebble. We'll see what if second air pays off. For Zock, he is Cybern, so gestures are definitely a very good unit on this map. Now we see a very early hunter from Pebble. He's coming around here. So it looks like he's going to go after this NG. You see a lot of plans here for players in the back. You see very similar for Pebble. And likely that raider for Zock just spotted that hunter. So this NG here, you see, just got a whole bunch of other plans for itself. Now the hunters for Zock, there are 2 of them. They're going really wide on the map. Looks like at least one of them is spotted. This is a mantis here. So this mantis should be able to kill off that hunter, unless there's some crazy micro from the hunter, which is possible. The other hunter does not have a radar here and is just sitting. But it looks like Pebble is protecting his NGs with his mantis. It's really nice to see. And now we're seeing this air factory has been completed, and Jester is being built by Zock. He is going down the bottom channel. So it looks like we're going to see some fighting here on the bottom. Actually, we missed this. This NG here got in a fight with a hunter on the bottom here and actually won. Try not to miss too many things, but it's going to be a lot of stuff happening everywhere. And there we have this hunter from Zock. He's just waiting here next to this rock. He just might get a kill. Now we're seeing Pebble going through the middle, and a Jester here at 342 going to Pebble's base. Now the hunter did just get a kill, but now the 2 mantis are going to take care of it. Surprisingly, it does not get killed. Now you see this Jester already with 2 kills, going to get more. We're seeing a lot of flak coming out for Pebble. And now Zock is returning with his ACU back to the base. This Pebble is marching in. So one good thing about having early air is you know exactly what's happening all over the map. And on the bottom it looks like Pebble is going to dominate. Absolutely no resistance from Zock. He's going to control the bottom, but now we're seeing these gestures from Zock already at 5 kills. Killed off a couple mask structure, but now we see these flak coming in. Zock should really protect his Jester here, but it looks like he doesn't. Loses 1 Jester. Now second Jester from Zock coming out. He's going to try to defend his base. Now we're seeing Pebble retreating. Zock following up. It's clear why Pebble's retreating. Has no support here, and if a couple of Jesters were to attack him, and Jesters plus ACU would beat an ACU. He's playing it very safe, but now we are seeing yes, so here comes a Jester. Put pressure on Pebble's ACU. Now Zock is retreating. We're seeing a force of 5 mantis versus a force of a couple of mantis. 5 mantis as well, but a whole bunch of flak is, and this flak can actually be made to shoot against ground units. And now it does, and you can see it's pretty effective. And that new force from Zock should push this flak back, and on top looks like Zock is doing very well with that Jester. And these units, he's captured most of the top, but now it looks like Pebble is going to go to the top. But Zock having a lot of success with his Jesters on the bottom as well. So Mantis plus Jester running this force over. And NGs for Zock are going to try to establish a presence. Zock's still wandering around back and forth around his base. You can see for him he's got 1 air factory. He's got 6 land factories. Very similar for Pebble as well, 6 land factories and 1 air. In terms of map control, it looks like Zock is getting the better of the fighting. We used air very well in this one. Now I see a wall from Pebble. Looks like he just wants to cut off the middle choke point, and now we see push from Pebble. And Tech 1 PD is planned for Zock. Actually, another one planned for Zock, another choke point as well. I see the small force of Mantis is going to be taken care of, but Pebble is going to wait to bring his ACU to kill that. And it's air coming out for Pebble as well. And it looks like trouble for Zock on the bottom here. This force from Pebble running over some NGs. It looks like he's going to keep on rolling. So a really nice pushback in the last minute or so from Pebble on both ends simultaneously. He's making grounds and he's following up with NGs. And looks like he has just taken air back as well. So that early advantage from Zock does not look like it really lasted very long. And here's a push from Pebble. He's attacking this mass extractor. He's going to successfully do that. And on top, it's also a fight. It's going to be very even. Now this T1 PD has been successfully constructed. Not too much RD at all. No RD at all actually. From Pebble, so we'll have to retreat in the ACU for Zock. Coming out to defend the top choke point. And on the bottom, Pebble doing very good raiding. Pushing Zock really far back. He's about to kill a couple more mass extractors. But Zock is putting quite a few forces on the bottom. Actually a superior force from Zock if he chose to push back. It'll be interesting to see if this air domination from Pebble, he uses it. Zock is pushing back through the top. It's taken back. So a lot of back and forth here on the top channel as well as on the bottom. Nothing happening in the middle after Pebble built that wall. Pebble has split his army in two, and one of the unfortunate splits is going to get beat. So numbers advantage here. Maybe splitting up the force there from Pebble wasn't the best choice. A lot of dead units here on the ground. You can see here a lot of NGs from Pebble. Is expecting to get a lot of mass. And a Tech 1 PD, that's going to really make this area secure for Pebble. It's interesting to see Tech 1 PDs use as much as they are now. Jester from Pebble this time is taken out by Zock, although the air domination remains in favor of Pebble. Now Jester coming around the outside. He's going to do some raiding. Zock looks like he's going to build an anti-air plus a land factory. He's going to try to establish himself on the top. And on the bottom here, that's a bad push from Zock. He just pushed into a PD. 6 kills for this PD, so threw away a bunch of units. This might be an opportunity for Pebble to push on the bottom. It looks like Pebble is getting an upgrade. It could be either Tech 2 or the gun. Either way, it's going to be trouble for Zock. Here in minute 12, if you look at Zock, he's reclaimed 2,800. Pebble at 47. That's a very big advantage for Pebble. Most likely from these NGs. Looks like it's a Tech 1 PD creep that is not very successful from Pebble if he can finish building this. And he does finish it, so it's going to be a nice victory for Pebble on the bottom here. And on the top, Pebble did get an upgrade, and this is stealth and gun, it appears. At least stealth. Looks like gun as well, definitely gun. That's going to be a full retreat for Zock. He's just going to run away. No way he can take on a shielded ACU. And if we look at it from Zock's perspective, he cannot see this ACU, and he's just going to come in. And a gun shooting out of nowhere. This is what it looks like. So Pebble doing very good things. He's got very good defense here on with multiple point defenses on the bottom. And through the top, he's rolling through with the gun. Zock has retreated once. He's going to keep retreating. Interesting to see absolutely no RD the entire game from either player. Has been a completely Mantis plus flak. I can see here the Jester's trying to take out these PDs. The this jester is going to get killed in an air fight. It appears that Zock is about to take airbacks, perhaps. Actually, all of these PDs now get taken out by Zock. But it's not clear whether or not he has numbers, but he does have air dominance over this fight. And actually, with these Mantis bunched up like that, a couple of Medusas would have been great. It appears now that Zock is pushing forward. He also has the gun upgrade, so he must have just got the gun upgrade right here. And that causes Pebble to retreat a little bit. So on top, both ACUs have the gun upgrade and pretty massive forces. And the air fight keeps on going and back and forth. Now, two jesters. And yeah, definitely an air advantage for Zock on the bottom. This is a nice NG from Pebble. He's going to capture himself a mass extractor. And another wall being constructed by Pebble. He's trying to cut off the choke points, but it's not going to be successful. Now looking at the base here, we do not see any T2 whatsoever. Just constructing quite a few. We see a lot of focus on air from Pebble, and a lot of focus on air from Zock as well. And he's going T2 there. Still no need T2 land. So T2 air is going to be very interesting on this one. Well, first thing you might build is an NG to get some T2 PD, and you can also get some either T2 gunships or T2 bombers. Maybe try to hit the power on Pebble's base with a couple of those Corsairs, and it looks like a push from Pebble on the bottom. So you got to invest quite a bit of economy into this factory, and the economy you're not investing into NG or into Mantis. And numbers advantage for Pebble on the bottom here. He's making ground and actually is attempting to win air back. He did kill off 3 jesters right there, so you can call that a victory in terms of air for Pebble. And now we are seeing these Corsairs. These are excellent bombers from Cybern, so you're going to kill off many units at once. Here it's pretty much a standoff with both players building up quite a few units in their forces, but really not fighting each other. And some action through the middle now from Zock. He did see his mass extractor get captured, so he pushed back. Be interesting to see how many kills these Corsairs get. I don't know if I agree with attacking those units right there. It would probably be better to attack directly at base if you're Zock. Now pretty nice T1 air spam from Mantis, from Pebble actually kills both of those Corsairs. So pretty big loss from Zock. Now we are seeing this fight escalating on the top. 37 kills for Zock, 15 for Pebble. And here come the bombers from Zock. I'm going to try to help out. A lot of flak here in Pebble's base. So Pebble's is forced. They don't get to have 2 runs. And you can see here 46 kills. It appears that Zock's ACU is the one being targeted by Pebble's ACU, going down in health a little bit. And also on this map, the terrain here is that Zock has a high ground. That's probably why he hasn't really moved his units. So it's really difficult to get through this choke point. Go uphill. And Zock has a very good positioning here. You see some bombers coming in as well. On the bottom is still a very tough fight. Good work from the NGs here from Pebble. But it looks like with this RD, Zock is going to be able to push back. And now we're seeing T2 land from Pebble. He's got his T2 land factory right here. And these are missiles. And if it's just stationary units here, they're going to get killed. Now 60 kills for Zock. Good work using that high ground. Now it looks like Pebble is pushing some units back. He's trying to defend his PDs using RD to do that. See a lot of flak, T2 flak here from Pebble. 73 kills for Zock. No T2 mass extractors from either player yet. More land factories planned for Zock. So no T2 for Zock on land. So we'll see how effective T2 land is. We can see it's a lot of missile launchers from Pebble.
see these bombers from Zock not being very effective. It looks like it's air domination, at least over here for Pebble. He does have these T2 flak extremely effective against T1, T2 air. Now Zock pushing at 89 kills. Nice to see NG's following up the ACU. He's going to get a lot of mass. Here we're at 2 minute 23. Pebble has reclaimed 12,000. Zock at 8,000. Still a 4,000 advantage for Pebble. Now we're seeing that Pebble has retreated quite a bit. He's probably trying to get Zock to move his force down, but you can see Zock is not doing that. Only a few units have done that. He wants to fight here on this shallow ground. And Pebble trying to take advantage, but he's running into some T2 tanks here. So this Mantis force from Zock is not going to be very successful taking on T2. Although it does sneak in quite deep. But you can't really call that a success. Although it appears that Zock is going to retreat once again. It's going to be very difficult for him to hold any kind of position here in this shallow part. And you can see these missile launches, 4 kills, 3 kills, actually being quite effective. Now Zock at 114 kills, only 42 for Pebble. And through the bottom choke point, there has been a lot of action here. With Zock breaking through all these PDs, that's going to be a lot of mass and mass extractors. A huge economy boost for Zock on the bottom. So it's no longer really a stalemate and a pretty massive force that can do real damage against Pebble's base. Looks like gestures for Pebble. And now the Arty is attacking Pebble's base directly, and now complete air domination. Look like a couple of those missile launchers being thrown away by Pebble. Pebble's base in quite a bit of trouble. He's going to try to protect it with some gestures. So perhaps Pebble was paying attention too much to this force here, just like we were. Completely missed what happened here, but it was really weakly defended by some PDs. And now this is a very bad situation, but here it's a snipe attempt. A whole bunch of gestures attacking Zock's ACU and following up a whole bunch of Mantis, but this PD here is going to get a lot of kills. We're seeing T2 flag finally T2 land from and actually it looks like a successful defense of that snipe from Zock is going to turn to death for Pebble. So he lost his base and he tried to go for a kill but ran into a PD. Good defense from Zock. So a really tough fight. 27 minutes. But hopefully see more great games from these two.